Where's my pen? Hi, Frankie. Hi, Dawn. Can you hear me okay? I'm about 45 seconds ahead, it looks like. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I've been working with my microphone and I think I have fixed the sound situation when I'm by the machine. Can you hear me okay? Loud and clear, perfect. Who's sewing along with me today? Hi, Diane. Are you on your way home yet, Diane? Or is that that's next week, right? Sound is good? Perfect. So you guys will have to let me know if it's, well, let me turn this light off. If the sound is good when I go by the machine. Hi, Annie. Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Okay, so Cynthia's sewing with me. How are you doing, Annie? Long time no see. Who else is sewing with me today? Oh, Diana, April 12th. Oh, Frankie is? Excellent. Now, part of it, I'm going to have to talk you guys through for some reason. I thought I made homework to do all of the slip pockets that you wanted and everything, but it was just a zipper pocket. So I did get one slip pocket done, but that's okay. And it turns out this is a client bag. She wants this bag, so I'm going to be doing it as per her slip pocket. I'm not doing all the slip pockets in this one. We will just say that, but I will find out which ones you guys want to do and I will walk you through them. So my client doesn't want the mesh pocket, but it's super easy, so we will talk about that. And I'm not going to do the gusseted cell phone pocket. It's really bulky in this one, so I changed it just to my regular slip pocket. So the gusseted cell phone pocket just seems to take up a lot of space in the small bag. So that's just kind of a afterthought idea for me, but I can definitely talk everybody through it. Kim, hi Kim. Oh, you're still at work, are you? So once we get everybody on, then we will talk about it. Oh no, Annie, feel better and happy birthday. Okay, Dawn, are you sewing with us today? Oh, you're not sewing today? Okay, so it's just Cynthia and Frankie so far. Coco says hi. So again, because Itty Bitty Bowler is done, we will have this class on Thursday, but I've also invited the Thursday people to come and hang out and chat with us for that while we finish things up. So I figured because we're stealing their day that we may as well, right? Anybody else sewing with us? So far just Cynthia and Kim. Everybody else is just watching. My arms are feeling good today. I finished, did everybody see? I posted to the membership side already. It won't go to the public side until I think it's the 15th, but I did finish the large size Wayfarer, and I must tell you guys, I like it better than the small one. Let me get it for you while we're waiting for people to get on. Where did my small one go? There it is. And my small one sold today. Yay! So I told her she can't flirt clients, but okay. So this is the small one. Of course, this is the one with the 2 pockets. This is the 2.0. it looks big against me, but it's really not that big. My iPad fits in here perfect, and my MacBook Air fits in here perfect. Hi, Alba. You'll be watching and catching up, okay? Oh, there's a dog walking. Coco's just beside herself. So yeah, this is my brother's birthday present. It turned out so amazingly good. So I did do a tutorial on it, but it's so good. Difference in size, it's really not, it's a little bit wider and 2 inches taller. So it's not really that different in size, but it makes a big enough difference. Can you see? Like, they're not super different. But it makes a big enough difference that my iPad with its cover and its keyboard that I have with it will fit in the gadget pocket of this one. And my MacBook Air will fit in it, where this one in the gadget pocket, my iPad doesn't fit, but like an iPad mini or an e-reader or maybe a smaller tablet would fit there. So this one's more structured on the bottom, and I think it's because it's meant to carry a computer, so there's more interfacing. This one goes together slightly different than this one, so they are super similar yet super different, because originally I was going to do this one for the class, so I made this tutorial. But when I went to look at this one, I'm like, whoa, there are too many differences. Like, we do the sling different than this one too, the strap different, and the gusset different, and yeah. How big is my MacBook? I don't know. Let me measure it. It's right here. I have a MacBook Air. So I'm measuring it as 8 by 12. 8 by 12. But it's not in a case. I don't think it would fit if it were in a case. But my iPad does. I have an iPad Air and a MacBook Air. My MacBook Air is 8 by 10, and there was wiggle room everywhere. So the laptop definitely will fit. Maybe not like a iPad Pro or a MacBook Pro. I don't think it would fit, but yeah, it's really, really good. So the tutorial for this one is up to you guys. Again, I'm trying to only release tutorials on the weekends. So anytime I get one done early, the members get to see it early, because I want to get it uploaded and everything. So at least then you get a little bit of a benefit for being a member, Beans Peeps Club or what have you. So it is a good size. So put it on myself. I don't wear slings. Can you tell? How does it go on? Maybe this way? So I'm 5'2". I don't think I have this on right. Doesn't matter. So it doesn't cover my whole back, but it's decent. And I did this one with the half birth, half binding method. So, but if I were to make myself one, I would make myself the large one. Is it lagging a little bit? It looks like it is. All right. Okay, so sewing today with me, I have Cynthia and Frankie. Anybody else sewing along, or is everybody watching and then sewing after? Now, for those sewing along with me, have you decided which pockets you want to include in your bag? Because there's so many pocket options. I've taken a few out of this one that I was originally going to do due to a client wanting to buy it and her preference. I mean, that's money on the other side, so I want to make it to her so I don't have to make another one, because I don't have any more of this vinyl, and it's just too expensive to order. So I will show you what I have done, okay? Let me just, turn on my screens. You guys will have to let me know if my sound is good. Okay, do we have any autofocus happening? I don't think so. I just want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row with video wise. So I have everything. No, not that. Here we go. Stop. There we go. I did my regular self pocket, Frankie, but I can show you how she did the gusseted one. So you know how we do our regular cell phone pocket? I'm doing just the regular one in that. Now this one has the gusseted one, and can you see how it is? This is why I'm wondering if the gusseted one, because this isn't super wide. So that's the gusseted cell phone pocket. And that's if I put my cell phone in it. Like that ends up taking up, I don't know. But I can definitely walk you through it. So yeah, whoopsies. I'm just doing my regular one, but I can show you how to do this. It's super easy. So let me show you what I got. The large one only does a regular pocket. It doesn't do the gusseted one. So where is it? Right here. See? Right there. So you let me know, Frankie. I can walk you through how to do it. I actually attached it to mine already because I wasn't thinking. So let me bring up all the pockets that I did for homework. We're going to do the gadget pocket today. We're going to make that. So there's my zipper pocket. This was for homework with an opening in the bottom because we'll be turning the one section. Now this is what I just did my regular cell phone pocket. I did like a wider one and a shorter one. Just because it's a lot more narrow than the gusseted one. And I have a big phone. But if you want to do the gusseted one, we can definitely do that. We cut the piece out to do the gusseted one, but I ended up trimming it to do it this way. But I didn't mean to put this on. For some reason I thought I said to do the slip pockets, but for homework. But then of course I washed it back and I was wrong. So we can definitely walk through that. This pocket is done on the inside of the bag for this one, if you decided to want to do that. We did this one together. And I'm not going to do the mesh pocket, but I can walk you guys through how I'm going to do the mesh pocket. Hi, Karen. So let me know what you want me to walk you through today. I can grab a piece of fabric and kind of show you. I won't be sewing it, but I honestly like the look of this one better than this one because I just think on the inside, I don't know. What do you guys think? See what I mean? Like, it just takes up a lot of space. This one isn't going to be on the inside. I'm making this one for underneath my flap because I thought having the cell phone pocket underneath the flap, when you go to undo it, it's more readily available to grab your cell phone than say having to unzip this whole area. So again, this bag is so incredibly versatile for what you think. So yeah, my client wanted to be able to just reach in for her phone. She doesn't want to have to unzip anything for her phone. So I've opted to put this here. And I'm not doing the pen pocket, which we already knew. Kim, you'll be doing all the pockets? Okay, so my tutorial shows you how to do all of the pockets. So you get the best of all worlds that way. So I don't know if I want to do all of the slip pockets in the class because we're doing them all separate, or if you guys want to just follow the tutorial for that, that's up to you. If you're doing this as per the pattern, so this pocket would be on the inside of the bag. So you would actually put it, I'm trying to remember which way this goes. Underneath. Yes. And also for this one, it's because we're doing one whole less zippered section. So this is a lot of pockets for the single zipper section. So if you're going to be doing the cell phone pocket, keep in mind, so this is like the exterior. So this is going to be like this, okay? This is going to be the opposite side of this. So when it's looking at you, that zipper pocket is there. And this is where you will have to put that cell phone pocket if you're going to do it. So again, it's a lot for the inside of the bag because on the opposite side, you're going to have your gadget pocket. Unless you're leaving the gadget pocket out. So because this is the single one, the one I did all the pockets for was for the style 2 because there's so many more places. But what do you guys think? Kim's going to do all the pockets. What do you want to do, Frankie? Another thing you could do is pretend this is together. So this is where the pen pocket is on the other one. You could always put this on this side. And if you want to do your mesh pocket, it can be on this side. I'm leaving the mesh out. Mainly because, again, just thinking after I've made a couple. So this is here. You see the inside here. So I've got my pen pocket on this side, and it's just really hard to get in there. It's just too small of a space. And then I have my double mesh pocket on this side. And I don't know. So I opted for on this page, instead of the mesh pocket, that's where I'm going to have my cell phone pocket. And then I'm not going to have any pocket on this side. You agree with that, Karen? But I want to explain where to put these things. Mobile pocket, gadget pocket, mesh. Okay. So let's start with that. So Frankie, I'll walk you through what we're going to do. Okay. So, and you want to do the gusseted one like in the pattern, Frankie? Or you want to do just the standard one like what I've made here? I'm glad nobody's doing the card slots because it's only 2 card slots. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So, okay. So it all depends where you want to put these in. So for the mobile pocket that has that gusset that's a little bit thicker, I got a motorcycle racing down the street. It's on the inside here. In my video, I do show you how to do this one. So you have to decide where you want to place these. Cynthia, are you doing the gusseted cell phone pocket or are you just going to go rogue like me? Regular is fine with you? Okay, so this pocket, you know how we do all of our regular slip pockets? I did this in the exact same way. So I folded my piece in half, just make sure it's wide enough here. And I did my overlay on top. And then I just sewed it on. That's right, Karen. Regular one. Okay. So now you already know how to do this, so that is good. Gadget pocket. I'm just reading. And the mesh. Okay. So now it is trying to figure out where you want to place it in your bag. So in this one, the mesh pocket here underneath the flap is actually on this piece where I put my cell phone pocket. So if you are going to do that there, let me grab my mesh piece. Pretend this isn't there. So you're going to grab your mesh piece and your binding wherever I put the binding. I'll kind of walk you through this and then we'll do the gadget pocket and then we'll start putting it together. Oh my gosh, I just had it. Did I drop it on the floor? Yes, I did. Okay. We're going rogue. This is what's so amazing about this bag is because all the pockets are optional. You choose what you like. My first one, I put them all in. All of them in is too much. So I got Dave messaging me. So let's pretend I'm doing my mesh pocket, okay? You guys ready for this? Are you guys putting it on this outside piece, which is this part right here? And that's where mine is right here. It would fit actually on the back side of this as well, if you wanted to do that. So this will eventually be sewn together once we have our pockets done. And these are what go face to face. So you could do the cell phone pocket on the inside if you wanted. You can do it on this piece, or you can do it on this piece. I'm going to pretend that the mesh pocket, that I don't have this on here, and I'm going to show you how I did it exactly like in this one here, okay? So again, you could do this mesh pocket on any of those pieces. So do you guys have your mesh all out and ready to go? This is super, super easy. So I'm going to do the prep work here, but I'm not going to actually sew it because I'm going to save these for a different project. So I've got my binding, so it's double fold. I just made this one myself. So we have all of the raw edges folded into the center. You're going to take your mesh and you are going to put it right in the middle there. And then you're going to fold this over, making sure the folded edges of the binding all match up, and clip it into place. Okay, so you're putting it in the end, so like what I've done here, Cynthia. Perfect. Okay, so just like that. Let me know when you get there. This is going to be really cool because they're all going to look so different. I've been going rogue a lot, haven't I? I think with this bag, it's just as you make it, you learn what you like. And again, and there's so many different things that are optional that you can do. So let me know when you have one edge of your mesh all bound up. The gadget pocket is inside the zipped area. The mesh on that other one I have on my exterior piece where I have this here. So this pink piece here, pretend this is just one zipper pocket. This pink piece here, or you can do it on the opposite side if you wanted to as well. So let's just get the mesh pocket made first and then we will figure it out. Standard one? Okay. Are you this far for, are you doing the mesh? You're doing the mesh, right, Frankie? So now what you want to do, just like how we do our slip pockets like we've done in the past, you're going to go ahead and you're going to top stitch with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right along this edge that's folded under, and that is going to enclose that raw edge of that mesh. So go ahead and top stitch across there with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, and then let me know when you're done and I will show you how to install this on the bag. Diane, when you made yours, what pockets did you do in yours? So these pockets, they're super quick to do. When we're done this, I will give you the measurements of this phone pocket that I did because I changed them from the piece we were doing because I decided not to do the gusset. You did the phone and mesh. Did you do the gusseted phone pocket? I'm going to grab a piece of fabric so I can show you guys the next part. And I apologize because I totally did not mean to install that thing there. Okay. Just trying to find, this will work. Just find a scrap so I can walk you guys through the slip pocket. So the gusseted one is really cool. My client just doesn't want it. And it's funny because in the larger size one, which is a pattern that came later, she no longer did the gusseted cell phone pocket. So I don't know. Okay. You wouldn't do the mesh pocket again? Yeah, it's kind of floppy, isn't it? But it's cool. I mean, some people like the mesh so they can see what they're grabbing or what have you. So, so if you're doing style 1 with the mesh pocket, there really isn't too much room on the inside to do the mesh pocket. So you would have to do it on these exterior ones. I guess you could do it on the inside, but it would just be really hard to access. Okay, Cynthia and Frankie, let me know when you're there. My dad keeps texting me. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, he's texting my mother. I'm just in the chat. Cynthia's done. Coco says, hi, everybody. My neighbors, I can hear them talking outside the window, so she's saying hi to them too. Give it another minute or so. So while we're waiting, this is when you want to think about where you want to put this mesh pocket. I would recommend doing it on one of these two pieces here. So your lining of your kind of flat part or the main section. exteriors. Just because also if you're using that gadget pocket, again, that opening isn't super big and you want to leave a lot of room for your machine to breathe. So how are you making out, Frankie? You did the gadget pocket. I love the gadget pocket. We will get that made today too. We'll get all these pockets on and we'll just get everything 100% ready. My goal is the pockets today, the rest of the strap, maybe getting these pieces together, these two. And then on Thursday, we'll be doing the big zipper section and the binding, which actually doesn't take very long. It'll be first hour for putting the front section together where we will have to berth it. And then the rest of the class will be for the binding. I'm only binding one side, so it's not hard. Okay, we're going to move on. So you're going to be putting this on. In the pattern, it is on this one. So all you would do was line up the bottom and you'll see the mesh is going to go over, and that's okay. Line it up nice, like so. And then clip it in place. Pretend this isn't clipped, but clip this all in place. And then baste it all the way around. And then decide if you want it to be one pocket or if you want to split it into two. If you want to split it into two, you'll also do a stitch down the center. Or if you are going to put the cell phone pocket like I did on this piece, and then this will be right sides together with it, you could also put this at the bottom of this one if you wanted to. And you just do the exact same thing, put it on, and then baste it in place all the way around. So go ahead and do that with your mesh pocket and then let me know when you're done. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, Coco is just going to be beside herself. Are you still out there, Frankie, or did we lose ya? Just don't want to get too far ahead. Please do, Frankie. If I go too far ahead, or Cynthia, please do stop me. One, two, three, four, five. How's everybody making out? Are we fighting with that mesh at all? Give it another couple minutes. Frankie's done. Any problems with the mesh at all, Frankie, or was it okay? Which piece did you put it on, Frankie? Did you do it on this piece or did you do it on this piece? And Cynthia's done? Which side did you guys do it on? Just so I know if I can do a different step here or... I'm running about a minute ahead of you guys, so if you see me just suddenly stop talking, it's because I'm waiting for answers on the chat. Oh my gosh, Coco. I just need to know if you put it on the gray, like my gray piece here, or did you put it on what my blue piece is? I'm home alone right now, so Coco's just gonna misbehave. You didn't use the mesh, you used a zipper pocket panel. Okay, did you do it on this one? Or did you do it on this one? All done? Okay, so which side is your mesh pocket on? Did you do it on the flap or did you do it on the main? On the blue one? Okay. So are you wanting to put your cell phone pocket on this one or do you want to put it on the inside? Or are you going to put it underneath your zipper? I said there's so many different ways to do this. So, okay. So, I just need to know if anybody's putting anything on this piece. Because if we're not putting anything on this piece, we'll be able to put these together today. But I need to know before we do that. Now, if you are you're doing the cell phone pocket like I have here, my cell phone is a large one. It fits in there really good. And then you got a smaller one here with, for pens or lip glosses or what have you. Now you're confused. Okay. What are you confused about, Cynthia? So this is the exterior piece. This is what this is going to look like this. So this is the part that's hidden underneath. I know there are a lot of pieces to this. So what we just did was this mesh pocket on the main, if that's where you're going to put it. So I just need to know if you put it there or if you decided to put it on the back lining side of the flap. Sorry guys, I don't mean to confuse you. Riley's home now, so the dogs will hopefully start behaving. Frankie, you're done with the mesh pocket? Okay. Frankie, did you put it on the main piece or on the flat piece is what I'm asking. Dogs will calm down as soon as Riley's inside. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we are going to move on. So for the cell phone pocket, oh, you did the same thing I did with your cell phone pocket here? Okay. And were you wanting to put anything on the back of this one? So to do this pocket here instead of the mesh, I cut a piece that was 7.5 inches wide by 10 inches long. I just trimmed up the piece that we had cut already. So, and then you're going to go ahead and, just like we've done in all other bags, we're doing the slip pockets, pretend this is the piece. You're going to fold it right sides together, like so. And then you're going to sew down this side and down this side with 1/4 inch seam allowance. Turn it out and then put your vinyl accent on top. Okay, just like we've done in all of our bags for all of the classes. So Cynthia, I think you said you just did this, right? So this is the one in the pattern is a mesh pocket, but that's how you would do that. So I'm going to leave that as homework to do your cell phone pocket that way. Frankie, all I see in the comments is that you said you were done. Okay, yeah, we'll do the gadget pocket on the inside. I haven't gotten any other comments though, Frankie. So I'll ask the question again because this will be a next step here. Is anybody putting anything on this side, or are we able to sew it today? Nope, it's fine. Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to finish up this flap. So what we want to do, I'm just going to double check that I do this right. So whatever pockets you decide, the pockets seem to be our, they're making things confusing for me. Actually, first, we'll put this aside. Let's do the gadget pocket, okay? You're not doing anything on that one? Perfect. Okay, so we're going to put these ones all aside for now. And we are going to pull out our gadget pocket piece. Now I think we're all kind of on the same page, so this is good. Again, you can put these pockets anywhere you want. I'm just going to trim out my interfacing. Now I am going to line one of my gadget pockets, one side of it. You did it on the main body? Okay, Frankie. And where are you going to put your phone pocket, or is your mesh pocket going to be your phone pocket? Okay, so I am going to put foam on one side. I'm using headliner foam. You could use regular foam. You could use fleece. You don't have to use anything if you don't want. So I'm just going to do it for one of the pieces and baste it on. And this just gives a little bit of extra squish to your device pocket, so things are good. Just to give it a little extra protection. Okay. Okay, sounds good. All right. So I'm just going to clip this, and then I'm going to take it to the machine, and I am going to baste this on. Okay. Am I less confusing now? Are we all good? I'm so sorry, you guys. Again, if you need a walkthrough of any of the pockets, because I'm not putting them all on this one, they are in the tutorial, and you can always message me and I will help you where I can. Okay, so let's flip this over to the machine and baste this on. Let me get these going the right way. Do you know what? I don't have my Tiffany or my camera set up here. 1 second. Let me know when you have that all ready to go to baste. Well, I moved my camera over. Said I just finished that tutorial today, so everything's kind of, I forgot to put things back. Uh-oh, come on. There we go. There we go. I think that's good. Nothing on that piece? Perfect, Frankie. Okay. We are all together now. Let me just move this down a little bit more. Okay. So let's baste this on. All right. So let me know when you are there. So that leaves us with one piece that has foam and one piece that just has regular woven interfacing. Frankie, I have a feeling your video is way behind where we are. Making sense so far? Just trying to clean this up a little bit. Give it another minute or so. Go ahead with the gadget pocket. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to put them right sides together. And just along this curvy part, we're going to clip it. And then we're going to sew across just that edge with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so I'll flip it over and we will go and sew that. Okay, Cynthia's done. Just along that top curve. How is my sound over here? Is it better than it was before? Because I think I fixed my sound. I just need to know if I fixed my sound. Okay, let me know when you're done that, and I'm gonna go and quickly just warm up my iron. Okay, wake it up. Is mesh gonna be your phone pocket? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so let me know when you're here. So yeah, that's another thing. The mesh could definitely be your cell phone pocket. I mean, there's just so many different ways of doing this. Another minute or so. You're where I am? Okay. So now just along this curvy part, go ahead and trim that seam allowance down with pinking shears. You don't have to do this. It just helps get that curve nice. And then we're going to flip these wrong sides together. We're going to press out the seam really good, like that. I'm going to take this to my iron just quickly, just to give that seam a really, really, really nice press. So hopefully it's warmed up now. Again, in the big one, this is done differently as well. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to end up top stitching around here and then basting the sides. So I'm just going to actually clip my sides. I'm going to do it all in one go. Make sure I'm catching both layers. Okay, so again, top stitching around that sewn side and then basting all the way around. Oops, I think I did that in the wrong order. Let's find out. There we go. So top stitch, then baste. Good, my tension's good. I forgot to check it. All right. Alrighty. Let me know when you're there. I'm excited to do Trailblazer in a week. That's gonna be fun. You're keeping up, just plow through? Okay. about you, Cynthia? Do you want me just to keep going? I think Cynthia's keeping up with me. You both are, so. Okay, so next what we want to do is we want to take our lining back. We're going to take our pocket and we are going to line up the bottoms and we are going to clip it to the sides. And then we are going to baste this onto the back pocket and then this back pocket will be done. How is the weather down in Florida, Frankie and Diane? Is it really hot this time of year? Just curious. We're just finally getting spring temperatures here. You're good? Okay. I'm just going to keep going, so you guys stop me if I get too far ahead, okay? Okay, so let's go and baste this on. I'm just trying to get through all of the easy stuff because next week is all the hard stuff. Not hard, just the more challenging stuff. All right, that is the gadget pocket done. Oops, wrong one. This one, then this one. Okay, so my gadget pocket is just a little bit bigger than my exterior, so I'm just going to trim it up. Just a little bit. So this will show you what the inside of your bag will look like. So this will be part of the inside panel. So we have our pocket that'll be on the main interior that has our opening. You want to make sure that this is open. Okay, so we can set this aside for now and all of this aside. And now we are going to work on, what do I want to work on next? We're going to leave the zipper for next week. I want to find my connector section. I have the other one so fresh in my brain right now and it's just that little bit different. Where are you? Where do our connectors go on? Where's that page? There, not there. I must have missed it. There's that. Why can't I find where the connectors go on? Exterior page, where are you? Sorry guys, don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding stuff today. I think I might be missing a page. Am I missing a page? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In your patterns, can you guys see the page we put the connectors on? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Hi, Anna. How are you today? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I can't find the page I'm looking for. 425, 627. There it is. Okay. So we are going to grab our back panel. Where's my back panel? This one here. Oh, I found it. It's right at the bottom of page 28, and it was just escaping me. Okay, so for homework, we did this back zipper pocket. We have it sewn all the way around. And now we want to place these. Now these, we want them to be placed in such a way that they're going to be pointing, our D-rings are going to be going upwards, okay? So I just kind of like to situate mine in that manner before I go further. And then we are going to measure up. Let me double check here. Oh, we use our pattern piece. And this is different than the big one. So when you're making the big one, it goes together differently. I think that's where I'm having issues. So we're going to put our pattern piece down on here and line up the sides. And right here's our strap anchor placement. And what I did was just clipped away a little bit so I could draw those on each side. So just through these little V's. And same with on this side. Like so. Your video's way beyond. Okay, that's where the problem is. Okay, Frankie. Thank you for letting me know. So we have these kind of situated, and you're going to kind of go in between these lines. You're going to slide this until the sides match up, and you are going to see that that's going to leave a little bit hanging over, which is what we want. So go ahead and clip that in place. So you can see I have about 1/4 of an inch or so hanging over. I can take this one again. There's my lines. I'm going to just kind of slide this until my connector lines, or my connector matches up with those lines, which leaves about 1/4 of an inch hanging over. Oopsies. There we go. I miss my Tandy pen. I can't see my chalk lines. There we go. Like so. Make sure they're about even. And they are, and we're just going to baste those in place. So I'm just going to take this to the machine. I'm not going to switch the camera over. I'm just going to go ahead and baste those in place for now. Same with on the other side. Lots of basting. Wrong person, Cynthia? Did I say the wrong name? What did I say? I'm a hot mess today, aren't I? I'm so sorry. Okay, so once we have those on, you can flip this over and you can trim those connectors up to be the same as the side, because we don't want them sticking out when we go to do the binding part of this. We just wanted to baste them on enough and trim them up. Just like that. And then this back panel is finished. Oh wait, my friend wanted my address. Oh, I see. Okay. So we can set this aside for now. Back panel is done for now. I think. Actually, wait. Keep it out. We can do one more step while we're here. Okay. So now at this point, we can prep these for binding. We're going to put them wrong sides together, like so, and clip them all the way around and then baste them together. And then our back panel is all set and ready to go for Thursday. So again, these are wrong sides together, so it's going to look like this. Sure they're all lining up good. No problem, Cynthia. What are you done with? Whereabouts are you? Your connectors, I take it? Again, my video, I think, is way ahead of everybody else's, and I think that's what's causing all the confusion. Actually, no. I am so sorry. We do have one more step we need to do. Take that apart. Retract, retract. We need to put foam on this. Okay. Forget I did any of that. What we want to do once we have those connectors on is we want to go ahead and we want to, this is optional actually. You want to, I am going to use the foam because I want my back to be squishy against the back. You don't have to do this. This will add thickness into your binding. If you aren't adding foam like me, go back to what we were doing and putting these two pieces wrong sides together. But I am going to put some foam on mine. So I'm just going to use my piece to trace out my foam. And I'm also going to do a trick once this is basted on for the pocket so it has a little bit more freedom. You'll see what I mean. So again, we are binding this, so decide if you want to do the foam or not. But I think it adds a nice squish to the back. There's very minimal interfacing everywhere else, so it's not too thick. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to baste this on. That's okay, Cynthia. It's all good. Okay. Let me flip these around. And baste this on. So what we're doing today is we're just doing all of the prep work for the final part. The final part will go together quite fast once we get past the zipper. Zipper is the hardest part. So I want to have everything done and kind of in check for next week for great focusing on that. And trust me, this is so much better than birthing it. Even though we're half birthing it still. All right. That foam can go away. Now, you can definitely leave it like this, but I want, so my pocket, if I put stuff in here, I'm going to feel that against my back, right? Like I don't want to have my keys in there and feeling that against my back. So I am going to feel on here where my zipper is, and I'm just going to cut through the foam, nothing else. So I'm kind of pulling my foam away, just where that zipper is, making sure I'm only bringing up the foam. I'm gonna make a little snip there so I can get in there, and just making sure I'm cutting away the foam in a rectangle, kind of, doesn't have to be exact. I'm just kind of following where my zipper is right here. I can feel it. It's just so I can bring my zipper pocket up and over. I don't like making my zipper pockets through foam because it gets really hard to get that nice seam on the front. But doing this will do the trick. I'll show you what I mean. Again, you can see it's not neat and tidy by any means. Oh, I gotta go a little bit further. And then you can reach in and pull that zipper pocket up and out. Trim a little bit more there because we want it to sit nice and flat on this side of the foam. Just kind of just eyeball it. This isn't part of the pattern. This is just something that I do when I use exterior pockets like that. So what that does is when I'm going to put something in my pocket, I still have the squishy foam part here on my back, because all of the bulk is going to go on the opposite side of the foam to give it a little more cushioning. Any questions about that? And then of course, once that's all done, we can go back to what we were doing, put these wrong sides together, and we're going to baste them together to prep for binding. So give everybody about 5 minutes or so to get caught up there, and then we will go back and working. I want to get the front flap done, and I want to get the strap done today. So let me know when you are all done to this point. How's everybody making out? That feels nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. This is what we got. See, it looks good on both sides, and I'm going to baste them together. Oopsies. Baste them all the way around. Everybody still there? Somebody say hi so I know that my chat is keeping up. That would be great. You're still there? Perfect. Okay, good. Right, so this piece we can put away. I'll give everybody another 4 minutes or so. Let me know when you're there. Hi, Annie. I put the wrong color rivet there. Oh well. That's okay. Not the end of the world. Hi, Kim. I haven't confused everybody too much today. Ooh, these are nice. Just getting all my stuff ready. Did I already do? I think I'm missing a D-ring. I have to grab a D-ring. Still there? Perfect. I'm just going to run it and grab a D-ring because for some reason I am missing one. Do I have one in here? Of course not. Okay. Another couple minutes or so. How are you making out, Cynthia and Frankie? Your video's still way behind. It's so annoying. Darn video. Clean up my space here for a moment. Whew. Let me just figure out, because I kind of went rogue and we kind of jumped all over the place here. There we go. That's where we want to be. I won't do this part just yet. Cynthia's done. Okay. So what we're going to do is you need to take your webbing and we need a, let me double check it, a 5-inch piece, I believe. 5-inch piece of webbing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you want to grab the male side of your buckle. Done with the foam? Perfect. Okay, so Frankie, you still have to put them wrong sides together. You'll catch up. Okay. So I'm going to take some double-sided tape. Just like we did with the other connectors. Make sure we have the wrong side going to the same side as the double-sided tape. Bring it around and stick those raw edges together. Like so. So that's it, right side up right now. And then what we want to do is from the the raw edges, we want to mark 1/2 inch. Where did my chalk go? There it is. 1/2 inch as our guide. And our exterior flat piece. So let me know when you're there. I've got stuff popping up on my screen I don't want here. Let me just close some of this down. My computer is just way too busy right now. There we go, that's better. And this is where it is so easy to mess it up because you need your clips to be going the correct direction. So, okay, so what we want to do is we want to take our parachute clip or buckler, whatever it's called, and we want it to be right side down or wrong side up. So I actually should have marked that 1/2 inch on the wrong side so I can actually see what I'm doing here. That would help. And then we want to line it up nice and centered along this top, like so. Actually, I'm going to kind of, yeah. Right where that 1/2 inch line is, you want about 1/2 inch hanging over. Make sure it's centered. 3/4, so about 3/4 of an inch from each side. Clip that in place. And then we're going to go ahead and baste that in place. So you're there, perfect. So go ahead and baste it. I'm not going to take it to the machine to baste. I'm just going to not going to take it to the camera to baste. I'm going to just quickly go and baste it right now. Just like so. And this is why I needed to know if anybody was doing anything on this side, because if we're going to work with it, we need her to be done. So back is all done. Perfect, Frankie. Okay, so now what we're going to do with these two, we have this now basted in place, wrong side up. We're going to take the exterior and the lining piece. We are going to put them right sides together. And we are just going to clip these curvy marks and this top part. Matching it all up. And the other side. Now you'll have to make sure you don't accidentally sew through that because it kind of moves around in there a little bit. So just be aware of where it is. I'm just going to double check my seam allowance. I believe it's 3/8, but because I've done a couple patterns since this, yes, 3/8. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to just sew along where we've clipped with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so we're not worrying about the bottom, we're just where we clipped. Again, watch where your buckle is. You don't want to accidentally sew through it because it's decided to slide over. Okay, move this out of the way. Across the top. And I'm just going to check to make sure my seams aren't looking stressed because I am using thicker vinyl. I want to make sure that when I turn this out that it looks good. And to me, they're a little bit stressed out, so I'm going to go in within that seam allowance. Again, judge on your own if you need to do this, but because I'm doing vinyl on vinyl, I do. I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch away from that line and just sewn into the seam allowance. Just to help strengthen that stitch and not have my seams and my threads so stressed out. If you're not doing what I'm doing, make sure you go back over just where that connector is, that 1 inch, and do another line of stitching there just to add a little extra security for that connector as well. Not that there will be a lot of weight on that connector, but just in case. Do the trick. Okay. And it's already 25 after 5. Good thing we have a Thursday class tomorrow. Where did my pinking shears go? How is my sound? Is my sound okay, everybody? Okay, so now what we're going to do is just at these corners, we don't want to do too much trimming by this connector here, but just at these corners, I'm going to go as close as I can to the stitching like that because we want to get a nice and pointy corner there when we turn this out. And I'm just going to take my pinking shears along this curve just to reduce some of that bulk for when we turn it out. Sound is good? Perfect. Is the sound better than it has been? Did I correct it or is it just the same? Curious. Brady told me something to try, so I tried it, but I don't know if it makes a difference or not. More so when we're at the machine. Does it make a difference? Always trying to make it better. Ooh, this might be a little tough for me to turn later on. We will see. Okay, so then once we have that, reach in and kind of grab that buckle and it'll help you turn this right side out. So go ahead and turn these. See how I grab my buckle, and if I just pull up, it helps bring it through that top little tubey part, like so. And go ahead and poke all of those edges out. It's the same for you? Okay, so it didn't make any difference. That's all right. I'm going to use my pokey tool to poke out those corners. Whoops, I went right through. It'll be fine. And the other side. I want to get a nice shape in there. Stray thread there. I want to make sure this is shaped nicely because it is such a focal point of the bag. And then we're going to end up top stitching this. Whoopsies. Okay. How's everybody making out? I'll let you catch up there and then we'll do this part together. So what you want to do is you want to kind of go out. I still don't have that corner like I want it to be. And again, this is because I'm using really thick vinyl, so okay, good enough. So I'm going to go and I'm going to roll these seams. Oops, not with that one. Roll these seams between my fingers. So we are going to top stitch just along where we had sewn there. Just make sure everything's popped out nicely. Make sure your zipper pocket is hanging down. If you're using cotton, definitely press this. And I'm going to clip all the way around because we're going to top stitch these areas, but we're also going to baste this bottom part. Okay. Make sure these are all sitting nice and flat. All right, so we have that all clipped in place. So again, we're going to top stitch this area where we had sewn, and we're going to baste all the way around the other side. Alrighty, everybody's so quiet tonight. I can see you're all there. Top stitch and baste. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Start with my basting and then work my way around. Okay, and now I'm going to work on my top stitch around here. I do want to make sure, and I should have checked it before, that my tension is good on the opposite side. And I think I can tighten it just a smidgen. Because it will show on both sides. So usually I check it beforehand. No, we're good. Good. I got lucky. That in a little bit more. There we go. I have a slight flaw in my vinyl right now, so I'm just going to try to get it folded in so it gets caught underneath. There we go. Across the top, this part may be thick, especially if you're using old vinyl like me. One more. Everybody's busy sewing. Good. All right. Because we're going really fast. We have quite a bit to get through. Oh, look, I'm a little bit crooked. Oh, well. It's all good. So you can go ahead and put a rivet right here as well. I think I'm going to do that quickly while I'm here. You don't have to. It's completely up to you. Again, not a lot of weight goes on right here. It's more for decoration than anything. But I like a little bit of bling, so I'm going to do her. Welcome home, Kim. Get in there. Oopsies. And I'm going to set that. Okay. So we're almost done this, and then we have to finish the strap, and then that'll be it for today. That'll take up the whole class. So this is what we look like so far. She looks pretty good. Give everybody a minute or so to get there. Again, I know everybody's running a minute or two behind me, so. She looks pretty good so far. Okay, so now what we want to do next, we want to take that exterior main panel. This is the one I have my cell phone pocket on. You may have the mesh pocket here, depending what you're doing. And I'm going to take these both right side up, and I'm going to put these together, matching up that bottom center and putting some clips. Now you are going to notice that this may be a little bit bigger than the exterior. That is okay. Because all you're going to do is match up that raw edge still. And what this is going to do is create a little bit of a billow for that pocket to make it a little extra roomy. So yeah, you can see I kind of got to bring it up. I'm just going to kind of poof it up here. And that is what we want. Same with on this side. Just match up those raw edges and you will see it will make it billow. See? See how it's billowing a little bit? Aw, Kim, can you do it all tomorrow? Okay, so see how that kind of has that little bit of a billow? And it's just so it gives that pocket a little bit more room. So now we're just going to go ahead and we are going to base that in place. And then we are so close to being done all of our panels so we can do the final assembly next week. Okay. Everything? Not quite. Just gonna go back over a little bit more here. And if you notice, I'll show you one sec. If I switch my camera over, that might help. Okay, so see how some of it's still hanging over there? I'm just going to trim that off. That's not going to make a big deal. It just means it slipped a little bit. Okay. So this is what we have so far. Look how nice that looks. So when you open this up, that's where that cell phone pocket is. And then of course our working zipper pocket. And that's that front panel done. So I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to get caught up. I'm going to grab everything for the strap and then we'll get the strap completely finished and then that'll be it for the day. So we got about 20 minutes, 20 minutes to get that done. If you have any questions this far, please do let me know. Okay, strap stuff. Like this. I had it all pulled out here, but now I gotta find it all again. It looks okay? Awesome. Said I'm a little bit worried because we will be birthing this part and this is so thick. So hopefully I won't have any problems. If not, I will be bringing my kid downstairs to birth it for me. Or I'll just rest my arms a really long time. And I'm going to need this. And this and this. Whew. So there's a lot involved with this bag, that's for sure. But it's worth it. Let me find where we are here. I have to be so careful because this is the part I screwed up in the tutorial. I can't do it again. Oh, awesome, Kim. I actually managed to turn the itty bitty bag okay. But yeah, next week will be pretty intense because it's that zipper. Don't be scared of it. We'll get her done. It'll be putting the zipper on, birthing that section, and then adding it to the back and binding it. So it should be not too bad. How much do I start charging? For what? this bag. Get another minute or so. And this is where you'll want to pay close attention to your pattern for sure. Just double checking that we're getting everything up, done with the front. Perfect. Frankie, you caught right up. That's awesome. Okay, so now pull out all your strap pieces. We want to cut a 5-inch piece of webbing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's it for webbing. You can put the webbing away. Oh, when I sell this bag, so if I wasn't using specialty fabrics for this bag, but I am because I'm using Mormino and Obsidian from Galaxy Custom. My base price point for these bags is for the sling size style 1, which is this one that I'm making, is $165. Style 2, which is my pink one that has the 2 parts, is $175. Getting up into the bigger sizes, the Wayfarer 2.0, the one that I just made with the single pocket would be a $185, and the one with the 2 pockets is $195, I think. Maybe double. Let me double check what I charge. I think that's what I charge. Canadian, remember. But then would be the upcharges. Like this one will be $20 more than normal because I'm using Obsidian vinyl from Galaxy Customs and the Mormino vinyl. Let me double check. I'm going into my accounting program here. One sec. Wayfarer. Oh, I lied. $165 for the small style 1, $175 for the small style 2, $195 for the large style 1, and $225 for the large style 2. And that's all based on my materials times 3. And then, of course, for specialty vinyls, I do an upcharge for those because they cost me more. So, the ones I made in the Luxxe will definitely be, they're definitely an upcharge. Like a good $25 each bag, maybe more. No, probably just 25 would be fine. Just to cover that extra cost to be using those. And same with these ones. Okay, so we are working with our 5-inch piece of webbing, our D-ring, and this. I am not going to screw this up like I did in the tutorial. Okay, so let's grab a little piece of double-sided tape again. Now I can tell you for the larger one, the instructions for how to put this on, it goes on slightly different, is a lot. I didn't make any mistakes on the big one, but it's different than this one, which is why I chose not to make the big one for this class because I made the tutorial for the small one. So it's a good seller here. I've got, well, one's for my brother. I think I have both of these small ones sold and I have an order for 2 more. Well, people on wait list for an order because I'm not taking customs right now. I'm completely booked, but I am taking a wait list and they give me an idea what they want to get. So, okay. So we got our female side. I think this is good both ways. It looks the same both ways. We're going to slide this in like so. I am just going to double check which is my right side and which is my wrong side. Make sure it clicks in properly. Okay. Because I know all these buckles are different. This one doesn't matter which way it is. So that's good to know. Okay. And then I'm going to take my D-ring, and on the side that's the right side, I'm going to slip my D-ring on as well, like so. So this is the right side of my buckle, and my D-ring is on that same side. And then I'm going to clip this on. Now what this D-ring is for, you can leave it off, but it's for hanging it up if you want to hang it up. But you don't have to have the D-ring on. I think it would be really cool for hanging keys off of if you wanted to as well. Okay. So again, I use double-sided tape. You could have just basted that if you wanted to. Okay, deep breaths, Brandy. Let me see what we're doing here. Okay, so now we got our 2 top strap tabs. So just what I wanted to get through today was this part. Now on 1, we are going to take, I'm going to read this properly, place 1 top strap tab right side up. So that's right side up. I'm talking through this because I messed this up, and I noticed Kasaya in her video messed this up too. So place the raw edge of the strap centered at the top edge of the top strap, sticking out approximately. The strap should be right side up with tri-glide slider right side up. Okay. So we want this right side up and this right side up. So make sure your tri-glide is right side up. We're going to, on this raw edge, again, I am reading this because I did mess this up and I had to do that fix. I don't want to do it again. 1/2 inch. Let me make sure it says the strap should be right side up with tri-glide slider right side up. Okay. And just like we did before, once you have it situated, we want to make sure that this is as centered as it can be, matching up that 1/2 inch line with that line. I'm just going to kind of measure to make sure we're centered. And while I have that centered, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to base that in place right now. I'm not that centered, am I? That's better. I think it's my cutting that looks weird. That's okay. Okay. Centered and centered, and I'm going to go base that in place. So I'm just going to go over the machine and do that. I'm just basting 1/8 of an inch under that line that we drew. Okay. There we go. So we still have it all right side up. Next, what we want to do, I'm going to make sure I have this the right way. We are going to take this and we're going to put the D-ring side down like so. And we are just going to match this up nice and centered at the top of our strap here. So the D-ring is down, so it's the right side is down against this, which makes sense because this is going to flop over like this, I believe. We will find out. And then I'm going to base that in place as well. I'm reading it 3 times. I hope I have it right. Said I'm not taking it to the machine just because I'm just basting. So this is what we have. Sure I got it right before I go further. Centered on the strap and base D-ring side down. Okay. Now we're going to take the other, I got it. Whew, this part stresses me out so much. We're going to take the other strap tab and we are going to put it right sides together, sandwiching all of that in the middle and clipping all the way around. Same with the other side. Do you guys want to hear a funny story that's in our news and comments today? Would you believe in my neighborhood down by the train tracks, there was a train robbery? Isn't that so 1800s? I don't know what was taken, but it's just so bizarre. So bizarre. All right. Anyways, now we are going to go ahead and we are going to sew around here. Not this bottom part because that's where we're going to turn. But we're going to sew around the rest with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. Come on. Whoops, that's because that's the, Oh, why aren't you turning on? There we go. Okay. So many clips. I'm just going to double check. No, I still got lots. Good. I'm on my last bob and I didn't wind another one, so I don't want to play bobbin chicken. Okay, 3/8 of an inch. Again, leaving that bottom section open. And because I am using thicker fabric, I am going to go around this twice with another row of stitching, an 1/8 of an inch in on that seam allowance as well. Whoops, I think if I change my stitch length. Needle down when you get to that corner and you have to pivot for the straight edge. You may need a hump jumper here depending. I'm hoping I don't. No, I'm okay. Pivot. And I'm going to go around once again, just because I am using a thicker vinyl and I want to make sure my threads aren't stretched out. So just within that seam allowance. So I don't always do this, but I find when I'm working with thicker vinyls, I do. Okay. Here we go. All right, how are y'all making out? Oh, we got 8 minutes. Let's get her done. Okay, so once we've got that done, what we want to do is we want to turn, well, actually first I'm going to trim up my seam allowances here. Just a little bit on those corners so we get a sharper corner. Don't want to trim this up. And I'm just going to take my pinking shears around the curves and narrow this down a little bit. Just on the curvy sides. I need new pinking shears. These ones are dull. I've had them since the beginning of time. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this right side out. So just kind of yank on this. It'll help turn it out. And go ahead and poke out your corners. I got it right. I hope I got it right. So far, so good. Okay, and then we are going to do similar to what we did with the strap with our foam, but it'll be easier than that one was. Put all of those seams. So now we're going to take this piece of foam. Again, this is optional. You do not have to do the foam. And I'm going to stick it in. I'm going to stick it either above or below the seam allowance. Doesn't matter which one, as long as it's not kind of oblong in there. I might have to trim this up a little bit. Kind of like the ding-a-ling of that. Push it up and into those seams. I'm going to use my little poker to kind of push it up further. kind of scooch her up. How's everybody making out? Okay, once you get it up in there, roll those seams and catch that foam into it, and then clip around. Mine isn't quite going all the way up. On it. It takes a little bit of finagling to get there. I actually want it to be on the right side, so the foam of over top of the seam where this is hanging down, just to soften it a little. Little things like this that are tedious, but trust me, they are worth it for this bag. And that's why you charge a little bit more for it, because it is a little bit more work. Okay, almost there. There we go. Okay, I'm in. Now I'm going to clip that all around to hold my seams in place. Okay, and just like we did on the strap, we are going to sew around with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance top stitch and across the bottom to seal that up, and then go back in with another 1/4 of an inch seam allowance all the way around. We are almost done for today. Oopsies, I did that the wrong way around. There we go. Okay, here we go. My foam's sticking out a little bit here. It's a little bit too big. I'll trim that up later. So I'm basting this bottom and then going in with my 1/8 of an inch seam allowance top stitch. I'm going to quickly just check my tension, and it's good. Needle down when I get to that little pivot corner. Across the bottom. Go across the bottom again where we have basted, and then I'm going to come up 1/4 of an inch from the seam to do another top stitch beside that. Another row of top stitching. Just kind of helps, it makes it a little more squishy in the middle. It kind of quilts it and pushes it into the center. Got away from me there. That's okay. All right, how's everybody doing? So quiet, I'm working you hard today. What did I do for this one? Okay. Make sure I did this right. Okay. So, what we want to do is make sure that this is, you don't want this up here. So homework is going to be putting in your rivets. So we're already 6 o'clock. So you can see on this one, here's mine here. You want to make sure you're pulling this down like this. And then you can go ahead and put a rivet right underneath the D-ring right there. And you know what? I'm just going to do it. So you want to make sure you're not putting the rivet here because that's going to kind of make this weird. So kind of pull this down as far as it'll go. And we're going to put a rivet right there. And that'll hold the D-ring in place. And that D-ring is for hanging it up. So I'm just eyeballing it right there. I'm going to do it because I know I'm going to forget to do this. And then we will have no homework. Put your rivet through. And while I'm here, before I set this, I'm also going to do one underneath here to kind of secure where our webbing is right here. I did it on this one. See, like right there. And I'm catching that 1/2 inch webbing in there. So I'm actually going to go right between my lines of stitching here. Put it right there. I never measure where I put my rivets. I just eyeball it. Put that through. Might need a larger one. A larger rivet. I'm very close to needing a larger rivet. We'll see if we can get the back on. Oh, we're good. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set those 2 rivets. That one's set. And that one is set. So I'm going to just kind of make sure we have this the right way. So I'm positioning it the same as this one. I'm going to grab that front panel that we finished. Pretend it's all done. Of course, we're missing part of it, but this should slide in perfectly like this, right side up. So once we get this back panel in and the zipper on, you can kind of see how this is going to look. Yeah, and it's the right way around. So that's it for today. We went through a lot today. Holy moly. Holy moly. This is an intense bag. There is just so much to get through, especially just in 4 classes. So now we have all of our panels ready to go pretty much. So you should have your front main panel, your back main panel, your inside, that'll be the back of this one when we get it going, and your strap. So now next week we will be doing the gusset, which is the zipper as well, birthing that front section. If you don't want to birth it, I'll explain how you can bind it as well for this section, but I myself I don't like to bind around zipper tape, just because I'm always scared that my binding is going to get caught in that zipper and you won't be able to open and close it. So that's why I've chosen to birth the front part, and then when we attach the back, we will be binding that, and it gives it such amazing structure. This one was birthed, you can see how squishy it is. This big one, I don't know if you can hear that. Because I bound this outside part, it just has a lot more shape. I don't know if you can see, oh, I guess they both look good. But this one's squishier than this one. So yeah, so we're going to do it like this one. This one is actually this way in the, well, sort of. In the pattern for the Wayfarer 2, they show you either how to bind the whole thing or how to birth it. And again, I've gone rogue all left, right, and center in this bag, and we're going to do a mixture of both for this one. So are there any questions before we call it a night? Again, I know we powered through that. We got a lot done. I am so glad that we do have Thursdays, the Thursday class that we get to do that makeup class in. So that gives everybody tomorrow to get all caught up rather than just diving in again tomorrow. So yeah, no homework. just go home, or just, I'm already home. We're all already home. Just take a break and breathe, and we will be finishing this up on Thursday. Any questions before we go? You're good? Again, sorry for the confusion with all the pockets. I think it ended up being more confusing due to the legs. So when I was saying stuff, it wasn't necessarily in tune with how you guys were hearing it at that time. Because I think I'm like 2 minutes ahead of everybody. So yeah, like right now it is 6:06. So when you get to this part where I'm saying 6:06, I'm curious to know what time it is there. So anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. I am going away Friday to Monday because I'm going to go see Anna. We're meeting up in Vancouver, but I mean, I have my phone on me and I will answer you if you message me. My anniversary weekend, maybe not, which is the following weekend. But yeah, feel free to message me if you have any questions. And Dave's not home yet, so I think I'm making supper. Boo. All right, everybody. Again, thank you again for doing all you do for me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, Cynthia, so it's about a minute from you. I'm about a minute ahead. So, yay. Yay, Frankie's all done. Good night, everybody. Again, message me if you want. And we will meet up here again on Thursday night to finish this up. Itty Bitty is done. You guys want to see my itty bitty? This was my itty bitty. I finished her. Here's my itty bitty. All done. She turned out good. My client's really happy. I sent her pictures already. So, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Kim, I'm 2 minutes ahead of you. I will catch you guys all later. Have a great night, sweet jeans, and thanks again. Bye.